join us today as we kind of look at Japanese maple with winter maintenance. Welcome back. I don't think this is probably one of the series for Japanese maples. I'm sorry I'm rambling here. It's kind of cold. Just finished raining here in Southern Cal, but you can see this big old Kashima. I actually enjoyed it because of this white bark and see this striation. If you guys noticed last time, I just love it. It's an old tree. It's a mother tree at one point in time. And this is a really full canopy. Might change the pot a little bit, but you can go in and actually see how densely ramified Japanese maples can get, especially in Southern Cal. You know, surprisingly, a lot of people say it burns in Southern Cal. It actually does. I'm not fluffing it. It does burn. It does not do very well half the time, but in spring and fall, it does produce a really good show. Kashima this year did not give me that beautiful like red color this year. Surprisingly, gave me like this nice golden yellow. It's kind of surprised. It just fell literally like a couple of days ago after that rainstorm. It didn't help that we got that 80-degree heat, so that was kind of interesting. You might recognize this tree. This is the other Japanese maple I had on show last year. You can see how well ramified that is. That was that big old dome you saw at the California show. I haven't decided if I want to show this again. I might not. I need to go back, and what we're going to do later today is we're going to actually we're going to trim not this guy, but we're going to trim that guy over there. But here's another Japanese maple I have in development here. This is was one that was grown on the ground. Has kind of really unique movement. I had a really big ugly top. I cut it back right here to regrow. This is my new leader, and then that's gonna. This is about probably a 20-year project. And then I got my the other ones you saw last year. And this Japanese maple, you saw that the repot stage for last year. And see how densely ramified that is already. And that was, I think this is a Kashima. No, that's not Kashima. This is a Kiyohime. That was a Kiyohime. Kiyohime is this wide, really wide canopy. Not really atypical dominant, strong there, but really easy ramifies itself. Here's one that I really enjoy. This is a Shishihime. You can see the main difference between these two. They're actually cousins. This one actually has, when it comes out, the leaves stay red a little longer. That's what I noticed. A reason I like this guy had really ugly, ugly, grotesque, not ugly, excuse me, that's just wrong. Really grotesque, I don't know if that's better vocabulary for this one, a really grotesque barkage, and it really drew me to it. It had a really unusual form, and again, it doesn't have a central leader. Leader is actually over here and wraps around the front, but it kind of drew me to. That's the reason I kind of enjoy it. It's in my collection still. What we're going to focus on, I do have my project tree, my air layer tree over there. We're going to take that guy apart. That's for a different story. Those are my cuttings I just threw in the ground and kind of grew. But this guy, you saw in the summertime, I trimmed it back one time. What we're going to do is I'm going to take this to the shop, and then we're going to kind of dissect it, push it back a little bit, and if there are any branches that we can identify that we need to remove, I'll actually start that removal process right now, and then we'll kind of figure out what's going on. So let me put my camera away, and let me get this to the shop, and then we'll work from the shop. Really quick. I think the front tree is going to be somewhere in between here. There's a lot of straight lines, but I think that it's the best. I think the best of the views. I think I'm going to push back some of this growth, and anywhere that we have some really strong growth, you can see like this is really thick right here. I'm gonna trim it back down to about here. And then you can see it's overgrown as silhouette. You want that, you know, the isosceles triangle kind of shape, if you can. And winter's not the greatest time to do this, but it affords you a view what you can't see during springtime. Like this branch, it's kind of like hanging out. It's not the right angle. I might cut that back pretty drastically. I think in springtime I need to go back and heal some of these really knobby wounds. So let me start off with, remove, so let me spend some time here. I'm gonna remove some of these fallen or dead leaves at this point from this canopy. So let me do that really quick. I'll be back. Alrighty, so spent a couple minutes kind of taking off the last leaf from tree. Oh yeah, so if your Japanese maple or any deciduous does not lose its leaves by Christmas, it's time for you to defoliate that. I should inspect this stuff, see how soft it is. Clean that up a little later this year. It's a little soft, some pithing. Needs to be resealed probably. It's not that bad of a deal. Structure's not that bad. Let me turn into a detail. Let me turn to the detail camera so you can see what I'm doing up front. Overall goals: any straight lines, trim them back either to the furthest node I can get, or all the way back if there's a knuckling. So again, if it's a knuckling, 5, actually anything greater than 2 is what you want to go. So if you have a branch structure that has 2, that's ideal. 1 is actually not bad either, but 3 will start knuckling, 4 for sure knuckling, 5 knuckling. So I'm looking at anything looks like a hand, and I'm going to take it back down to 2 if possible. And then I'm going to look at the lines of the tree. I'm going to go in my gut. This branch is gonna go. This branch right here, I'm gonna probably in springtime, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna kind of cut all that silhouette back a little bit. This branch is for sure gonna go. So let me show you the reason why I'm doing it, and then let me take the detail camera and help you guys out. All right, so let's do some easy ones first. That's an easy one. I spotted one for you guys right there. So let me move the camera a little higher. Okay. All right. So if this is my potential front, this is not bad. It's okay. It's a little bit straight, so I might cut it down to that first node. I keep one of these branches. But again, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are too many branches. So what you could do is go back and trim them back. So I'm going to do that really quick. This line is, I love this branch. This is a beautiful, nice, beautiful branch here. Nice movement, some taper into it. Everything else is kind of like meh. You know, I seem better. So these guys, really long internodes. I don't need those. Okay, so I'm going to trim it back. Okay. I'm going to trim. This may have a butt all the way down here, but I don't want it. Okay. And it just opens it up. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to open this guy out. See that's there's a node here. That means it's gonna pop a branch out here. So if you're indecisive like I am, you can always keep them, and then you can trim up later. I'm gonna trim that guy out of the way. That one's not a bad spot. That one's not a bad spot. See, it's debatable to keep that or not. But it's that wide branch, what you want. Either you keep this branch or that branch, or you cut them both off. So it's really a preferential choice how you want to do it. I'm gonna look at in different angles. Yeah, that's not a good branch. So I cut them a little long. Again, winter time they'll die back a little bit. So during springtime I'll come back and cut it again. This is a really straight branch. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do throughout this whole tree structure. There's another one right here. So that's what I'm doing and that's what I'm looking for. Other ones are big indications or any crossing, really straight branches, or any eye pokers, branches like this that are going back into the branch. I'm gonna cut them off. So any kind of the weird stuff, I'm gonna do that really quick. I'm gonna do this off camera, spare you guys that dead time here. All right, I gotta show you this one. This is really classic. When you get a really strong branch and then you get a terminal end, you'll split into easily 6. That's when we look at the original 2, and then the 2 from the top will form and 2 from the bottom will form, give me 6 areas. So if I was keeping this branch, and I'm gonna keep this branch, it's any low branch, I like to keep it to strengthen the bottom. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select not the top branches, because the top branches will push up. So it'll bifurcate up this way towards you and point, if it was sideways, it'll point up to the sky. You don't want that. You want the one that lower. You want the bottom 2. And what I'll do is I'll go in, okay, and I'll just snip. I'll snip. Okay, and then in the springtime, I'll flush cut those things. So I have 2 nodes, and you can see, look how strong these buds. So these buds are gonna pop. So I'm gonna push it back to these 2 instead. So, and then I'm gonna see how long this bud is. You can see how strong. You can see that you can actually count the buds. I usually like to count down to two sets, and I'll leave like that until springtime. And in the springtime, if this pushes back in, if these push back in, I'll clean this up a lot better, get that knuckling out of the way. But then I get down to 2, and I'll split it into 2 again. So that's what I'm doing throughout the entire tree. So, all right, so it just took off a big branch. See, took off a big branch that was right here. Took that off. I'll seal that a little later. I left a good stub on it too on springtime. You can see already it's softened that silhouette a lot better. This branch is an easy take off. It's crossing the main trunk. So this is gonna be my new apex. I think that one's gonna come off. It's a little thick right here. You can see it's kind of knuckling right here. This guy's coming off probably all the way here. And because you didn't see it, it's actually crossing the front. So let me take that off really quick. And it provides a lot more taper. So you can see it opens that up a little more. I wish, I might cut this back even further. Maybe next year, I think. I might have to cut that back a little further. It's a little straight. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to identify some of these soft branches. Me kind of go back. So I did the first trimming, and I'll go back and do a second and third. So I kind of whittle it down a little bit at a time. Part of the design, you don't know when to stop. Or that restraint when to stop. I'm not sure if this branch is needed because it's pointing down and up. It's kind of awkward looking. I think that's, you just heard my answer on that one already. It's kind of awkward. I think that's it. Kept as much as the lower branching as possible. I think that's my front. I still enjoy it. This is my front more than anything else. It's a little straight. It's kind of wonky. It needs some grafting here, I think. Couple root grafts right here, but honestly, I'm not sure what's underneath. I'm not gonna repot this year. I'm gonna let it grow. I do like, see, these things like that, it kind of excites me. It looks really natural. Kind of the bulges are not, I probably have to go back, clean up some of the cuts a little bit. But yeah, I hope you guys like this one. I'll put the first. I don't think I can link the first one. The first one was, they thought this was a marijuana plant. That's kind of hilarious, but it's Japanese maple. Here you go. So this is this winter cut, I call it. And then I think in springtime, I'll come back and then I'll leaf prune. I'll go back, leaf prune everything when springtime comes, and then I'm gonna clean up all these cuts and then paste them up. That branch, I'm still debating it should go a little further back, I think. I'm worried if I cut it back here, this won't take off, but it probably will. Yeah, let's do it. I don't have the balls to do it yet. Should I do it? It looks really straight on that side. Like it's too heavy on that side. So yeah, it's gonna come off. Thought I could save it. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's much better. Yeah, that looks much better. Well, you know what? Leave in the comments. What do you think? Should I cut it further back? Yeah, leave in the comments. What do you think? If you guys haven't, if you guys watched to this point, thank you for watching to the very end. Like and subscribe. You guys kind of make my day. Just I'll tell you that. Talk to you guys all later. Happy New Year's if I don't see you guys in real life. And then again, thank you for watching. So like and subscribe.